My name is Brian McCafferty and I'm the dealer principal of Avondale Toyota. My first experience of ever selling a car, I was stunned at how difficult the process was. Not only for the customer, but for the employee as well. 5 hours later, we were able to complete the transaction. Even my first transaction in the car business, I thought there has to be a better way to do this. It always surprised me in the auto industry in the past that some of the most difficult customers got the best deals, and some of the best customers got the worst deals. And it just seemed so innately unfair to me. So if we fast forward 20 years from my first sales experience, I was a general manager of a Toyota dealership in Phoenix, Arizona. And in the back of my mind, I still thought there has to be an easier way to do this. So I took kind of a novel approach. Over the course of a year and a half, I sat down with about 400 of our customers and simply asked them, what do they want to see in their automotive buying experience? And it was a fascinating exercise. In that year and a half that I did this, the answers were almost universal. So there was 4 things that we universally heard from the customers in their feedback. Number 1 is they really hated the experience of driving onto a dealership lot and seeing 10, 15 people standing outside and coming up to their cars. They called them the vultures. Number 2 was a comment that I thought was very, very interesting. The customers said they didn't like to be lied to. And as a car salesperson, I kind of took offense to that. I was like, well, what do we lie to you about? The customers said, again, universally, when we ask you what the car cost, your answer is always, I don't know, or really doesn't matter what the price of the car is. It matters what your down payment is and your monthly payment is, or how much you get for your trade-in. And to us, those were skilled responses to an objection. To the customer, it was a lie. They knew that we worked in that dealership every day and we knew what those cars sold for. That's the question that they were asking us. The third thing that customers really didn't like was how many people were involved in the transaction. The last and final piece, and one of the most challenging, was they hated the duality of the transaction. In other words, they'd buy their car. They'd think they were finished. They think they're all done. They're happy, they're relaxed. And then they go into the finance department. And not only is it horribly inefficient and a huge waste of time for them, but it created a very, very negative experience for the customer. So when I started looking at these 4 things that the consumer really didn't like about the auto buying experience and thought, how do we really solve this problem for them? The answer became actually very clear and very, very simple. If we could offer the customer one price that was posted clearly on every single car, that was our lowest possible price right off the bat, that would eliminate that initial thought of being deceived or being lied to about the pricing on the vehicle. Basically, the rest of it would be if I could do the transaction with simply one person from beginning to end. That would eliminate most of the other pressure points for the customer. Our first dealership we opened was Avondale Toyota. And Avondale Toyota was a greenfield site, an open point for Toyota that we were awarded in 2003 and opened in 2005. In that period of time between when we were awarded it and when we opened it, we had time to think about our different processes and how we were going to execute this philosophy. We also wanted to come up with a name for it. And everything we were doing was based about simplicity and transparency. And that's where we came up with one price, one person. Currently at Avondale Toyota, our repeat and referral business accounts for about 70% of the business we do every single month. So one of the other benefits that we saw really from the outset of this program was creating an environment that was entirely different for our employees to operate in. They never have to lie, cheat, or steal to a customer to feed their family. One price, one person isn't something we just do in the new car sales department. We're one price, one person in the service department, used car sales, parts department, anywhere there's customer contact. You have to be so committed to it that there is no other option. And when the customers see that authenticity, then it works. So whether you're an 18-year-old girl or a 45-year-old attorney, you're gonna pay the exact same price for the product that you buy. Over the course of this whole process, people have asked us numerous times, why do we do what we do? And that answer really has kind of evolved. It started as just very simply, it's what the customer wants. And it's migrated into, it is truly the right thing to do. But I think the biggest reward of doing what we do is the people that we get to work with every day. Not only our customers that appreciate a high integrity environment, but the people we get to work with on a daily basis that are just some of the most amazing people you'd ever meet.